if your wife says, you know what, I want to stay at home, care for these children, we don't want to pay nanny, especially if you live abroad. Hello, you cannot afford the nannies. Yes, and the third reason for financial problems in a marriage is when you overspend. So, and then you go into debt and you are owing money. So let's talk about them one by one. Let's start from the last one. So when you overspend, I think this is only a problem if only one person, like if the husband or the wife separately go and start like owing debt around the place. So it's not something that the couple discussed. It's not like a family decision, you know. It's not like you and the husband and wife came together and said, you know what, we need money to, I don't know, build a house. We need money to pay a bill, or we need money for anything, pay the children's school fees if you're in Africa, or whatever it is, whether it's hospital bill. But you know, those things are even relevant. If you come together and say, okay, we don't have this money, how do we raise this money? And both of you decide, oh, we're going to ask somebody, or we're going to borrow, or we're going to, you know, whatever, we're going to, you know, ask the loan sharks. Whatever you decide, as long as you decide together, that's my problem. However important it is, if you go and borrow behind your husband or your wife's back, that can create tension. Now, if you even borrow to like, you go in the red, you go, you know, overdraft in your bank, and it's actually for the use of the family. Like, say you haven't paid your bill, your house rent, for example. You're having financial difficulties. Maybe your husband is out of job and you too, you're struggling. And whatever the legality of or the importance or the relevance of that bill to the family, if you go on your own to go and, like, the husband can just go and borrow, or the wife go and borrow, it's still not so bad, you understand? Because it's either you become homeless, or you can't pay a bill and you could be sued or something. That's meaningful. But if you go and borrow just to, like, say, buy clothes, for example, or just go on holiday, or just frivolous spending, because maybe, for example, you like to wear designer clothes, designer shoes, designer bag, and your husband can't afford it, and you just say, or a husband just decides, you know what, I want to buy designer suits, and you guys don't have the money, and then he goes to go into the red to buy it, and the wife finds out or the husband finds out. Yes, that can create tension, especially if maybe there are more relevant things that you haven't paid for, you know. However, if you are not contributing financially, and it's not because you don't want to contribute, like, you could have health issues and you can't work and you can't contribute, that's fine. But if on the other hand, maybe you just don't want to work as a husband, for example, you don't want to work, you just want to sit at home, or just go out with your friends and spend. That kind of spending, like if you go out with your friends, in fact, that is one big spend that if you don't have the money, it's not something you should practice doing, especially when it takes money from things that are relevant in the house, and you go and use it drinking with your friends or go on holiday with your friends. So your husband or your wife isn't benefiting from it, and yet you don't have the money. So you just want to impress those outside and leave the debt for your husband or your wife to pay. And that's very selfish and inconsiderate. I don't think there's anybody in this world who is going to say that is a good thing to do. You understand? So that's not a good thing to do. So if you're in a relationship, you're no longer single, that's not a habit you should practice if you want to stay married, because the other person will just get sick and tired of it, and one day they'll walk out on you. It's as simple as that. Nobody wants to carry another person's burden when you're so selfish and inconsiderate. You know, when you put the needs of your friends above the needs of your husband or your wife, that's unacceptable. You understand? And some people behave like that. And of course, so if you can't contribute financially, as long as you're not sick, you know, and if you can work, please go out and work. You understand? And if a wife isn't working, not because she doesn't want to work, for example, your family is young, your kids are young, and she opts to stay at home to take care of the family, as a husband, you should not hate her for that. Because I'm telling you, your primary responsibility is to care for your children, you know, your wife and your children. or a mother care for her children and her husband. Those are our primary responsibility if we are married. Every other job is secondary. Every other job is secondary. So if your wife says, you know what, I want to stay at home, care for these children, we don't want to pay nanny, especially if you live abroad. Hello, you cannot afford the nannies. You're going to spend all your salary on them. So if your wife, I think you should praise her. And then it means you have to scale down on your spending since you are the only one. If you are working and you have a good job, praise God, you are the only one who is paying. So you just scale down. For me, it's about communication. Talk. If you're going to spend, talk. If you're not going to spend, yeah, sometimes I spend money and we don't have because I'm putting the needs of our family ahead of other things. And thank God my husband doesn't stress me for that, because I'm clued on now. He knows that I'm reasonable and I look for deals and I look for very low prices. That's another thing. I want to encourage wives, please look for sites that will give you discount vouchers, that will give you like low prices. Shop around for prices. Me, I don't waste money. I don't waste money. That's the truth. Even if I buy stuff, I don't waste money. I get it at like rock bottom prices, but they'll be good and good quality, you understand? So that's what I encourage you. That's a fantastic way to save money and to help your family. So I pray that this helps. Stop arguing. And if you earn more, this is the most important thing. If you earn more, if you earn twice, 3 times your husband or your wife's salary, please, I don't have to tell you, you need to spend more. Whether it's for bills, whether it's for eating, whether it's for whatever, heating, electricity, council tax, if you live abroad, clothes for the family. If you earn more, pay more. It's a simple slogan. That's the only thing you remember in this video. If you earn more, pay more in your house. I pray that the Lord will bless your marriage, and your marriage will be blessed and free of unnecessary arguments. And any argument you have may bring you closer, and may God make your bond even more loving, and may your marriage be fruitful in Jesus Christ's name. Guys, like, share, subscribe. I'm just going to show you my books. If you haven't read Pope Heart of a Mafia, guys, go and get it and read. Your life will never be the same. Until next time, it's your girl Stella. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.